Welcome to the GAMERamble video review for Bird Assassin, narrated by me, Darkcloud. As always, the full text version of this review can be found on the GAMERamble website linked below. The TLDR for Bird Assassin is that birds have killed your dad and it's up to you to seek vengeance. Bird Assassin is a blood-soaked action game where you walk from left to right and try to eradicate every bird crossing your path. It is action-packed but also a little repetitive, and with only 9 levels it won't take very long to complete. Still, it is being sold at a very wallet-friendly price, so it's worth it if all you want is a few minutes of mindless entertainment. Gameplay receives a 6 out of 10. The game features plenty of action but is a little repetitive and also quite short. Graphics receives a 7 out of 10. The birds and main character have a lot of detail, but the backgrounds are lacking. Sound receives a 7 out of 10. The sound effects are decent enough and the lead character has a couple of funny quips. The overall score for Bird Assassin is 6.7 out of 10. And now for the full review. Before 1963, people simply regarded birds as flying nuisances with a penchant for emptying their bowels on your newly washed car. However, in March of 1963, Alfred Hitchcock exposed the feathered menaces for the beady-eyed killers that they really are. Bird Assassin opens with our hero discovering firsthand just how ruthless birds can be as he witnesses the execution of his wheelchair-bound father by a gun-totting ostrich. Spurred on by the vengeful spirit of his deceased pa, the intrepid hero grabs a rifle and sets out on a quest to mercilessly slaughter every single bird in sight until he has tracked down the ostrich. With a name like Bird Assassin and the excuse that you are given for shooting every feathered thing with a beak, it's evident that the game doesn't take itself very seriously. Instead, you have a very simple and straightforward shooter that lets you blow off steam by violently eradicating birds. Bird Assassin features 3 difficulty levels, but the birds make it easier for you by simply flying in your direction as you move towards the right side of the screen. This means that all you need to do is point your gun at the birds and left click to blast them away in a shower of blood and feathers. Like in real life, the birds you shoot in Bird Assassin fall to the ground with a bloody splat, but unlike in real life, they also have gold coins that they drop. You can grab these coins and then spend them between levels to buy new weapons, upgrade your gear, improve your ammunition, stock up on booze and more. In case you're wondering, the booze is obviously to restore your health when needed, although you can also grab the mushrooms found on the ground while playing to do the same. The shop is neat, but it won't be long until you have enough coins to buy a minigun, and from there on out the birds pose no challenge anymore. As you run from left to right blasting birds, you also have to jump on the occasional platform and avoid obstacles like bear traps and thorn bushes, but doing so is relatively easy. The only real challenge comes from the birds that swarm at you, but thankfully none of them are packing heat like the father-killing ostrich. Instead, they mostly fly or run in your general direction and cause damage upon impact. Things start reasonably tranquil with pigeons and chickens, but soon, larger birds like turkeys, ducks and even dynamite-wielding owls also begin to make an appearance. Sadly, the game could have benefited from a few more bird species, as halfway through an already very short game you'll probably have seen all of them already. This extends to the 3 boss fights in the game, all of which sees you battling the same giant chicken. At the end of a few levels you also have to avoid the chickens who hijack your truck, but running away from them until they crash the vehicle is a piece of cake. Apart from a short tutorial, Bird Assassin only features 9 levels and you can complete all of them in less than an hour when playing on normal difficulty. The developers have attempted to pad things out with mini-games where you have to grab as many coins as possible or shoot as many birds as possible within a short time limit. Still, since they stick so closely to the regular formula of the game, they don't provide much of a diversion. From a technical standpoint, Bird Assassin is a pretty basic game. Graphical options are restricted to whether you want to turn vertical sync on and off and if the screen should be stretched to fit or not. The cartoon style visuals aren't too bad and the birds are pretty detailed, but the background is the same forest with different colored leaves. The bloody carnage you wreak is quite impressive, but all the bird carcasses can clutter up the screen until they disappear. Unless you're a member of PETA, the way in which the amount of birds you have killed during a level is shown by how high their carcasses are stacked in your truck on the level completion screen is quite funny. As for the audio, the noises of birds getting shot and falling to the ground sound pretty much how you would expect, and the lead character also has a couple of funny quips. The music is fitting enough for a game of this type, but not very memorable. It's impossible to be too hard on Bird Assassin, as the game can be bought for pocket change and offers some fun while it lasts. Just shooting birds obviously becomes repetitive after a few levels, but the game also feels like it's over just when things should be getting more interesting. The lack of achievements also mean that there is a little reason to return to it after your first playthrough. With that said, if you have some loose change rattling around in your Steam wallet and just want some mindless entertainment for a few minutes, then Bird Assassin has got you covered. Thanks for joining me for this Bird Assassin PC review. Remember to like, subscribe and share. Until next time.